Hi folks, I hope you're well. I'm just going to do a quick video. I've done this subject before, but I keep on seeing videos about it, and when they're saying stupid things without understanding, so I thought, okay, I better do a video about it again. I really just hope that people will actually understand the situation and go to God about it rather than, yeah. The issue is lust, sexual lust. Right? There's many kinds of lust, but sexual lust. Yeah, if you just look at that for one point, because people mention it quite a lot and say that God wants us to not have that. Again, not exactly true. It isn't exactly true, is it really? Yeah, for the world to populate, men need to have sex with women. For the world to populate. Yeah, if men don't fancy women, and women don't fancy men, then population will end. So therefore, there has to be a certain amount of lust, a certain amount of desire for the opposite gender, the opposite sex. There has to be a certain amount of that for the population to continue. So obviously, a certain amount of lust or desire for the opposite sex is a must. Then you throw into the account wars, and you throw into the account that during wars the men have to go off and fight. Whether you're on the winning side or losing side, the population of men is massively depleted by war. So now the men who survive the war have to come back to the village or whatever, because normally it would be a village or a town. If we say village, then let's say there are 20 women within the age where they could bear children. But now none of them have a husband because the husbands have all died. And now the population of men has gone from 100 to 20. So now these 20 men, certainly the better looking men, need to be attracted to pretty much all 20 of those women. Because the population of men has to be now increased. Because with the population going down, if a tribe or another country decides to attack and take the best of what you got and destroy what they don't need, if your population of men is depleted, your town, your village or whatever is gone. For good. Well, certainly until it can be repopulated by other people. But certainly the generations that may have grown up there for years and years and years and years and years, gone wiped out. Why? Well, because the population of men wasn't increased once it had been decreased by war. So it was God's desire for that to happen. For the men who survived, if you were a good-looking man and you were strong, you were powerful, then of course the whole village would want you to be the one to father those children. Pretty much, if there's 5 men who are good-looking and strong, he would want the village would want those 5 to mate with those women. 4 each. And therefore, you've got an equal amount of divide. So in the future, when they're adults and they mate together, then obviously they won't mate with the father's sons or daughters. They'll mate with the other father's sons and daughters. Yeah? So therefore, again, it means the people in that village will be stronger, and hopefully they'll be stronger enough to defend their area and defend the women and defend all the good things they got to keep that. That was really important years ago. Now, not so much, because now we don't have, generally speaking, other tribes attacking us and other countries attacking us. We don't have that so much now. So therefore, that's not so much of an issue. But the lust that we have is very much left over from that. from that which was necessary then. Not so much now. Not so much now. But again, to a certain degree, it is really because, again, the population of the world has to be kept. The population of a country has to be kept. Because you need a workforce. Because you need the taxes to be paid. And you need a workforce. You need a good amount of men and women. You need houses to be built. Generally speaking, that's men. You need garbage cleaners. Often that's men. You need whatever types of work. That's men. Other types of work. That normally female. Again, that's not a gender issue. That's not being, not liking the other gender doing those jobs. If they want to do it, they can do it. But most times they don't want to do those other jobs. So you need men and women. So you need the population to be higher, to have more money for your country to deal with things. Yeah. But as I say, yeah. So lust isn't an issue as much as it should be now. Basic, because obviously we don't have wars or that sort of stuff now. But obviously, now there's porn and other stuff, so therefore, obviously, there's a little bit more lust now. For young people than there was years ago, and also, when people have money and they can buy drinks, and there's more drinks you can have, and there's more places you can go to have drinks, and and now women want to be like men, so they want to drink and have sex all the time with different men, and so therefore, okay, there is more lust now than there was years ago, because obviously, because of that sort of stuff. But again, God doesn't care. Not really. If you're a kid, about 18, you're still a kid. So will God judge you because you fancy that woman? No. Or because you've had sex with 6 women? Will God judge you for that? No. No. You're a kid. So therefore, how do you know how to deal with things? And how to say no for that sort of thing? When you're older, different. You're supposed to be knowing and learning as you're growing. And, okay, most older people won't do that. But again, the problem is, it's like, saying, if you've got a lot of money, then obviously more women will actually like you and say they will have sex with you as a man. So the problem is most men can't do a lot of it with trust. Not trust. Lust. They can't do anything about it because women don't like them. So therefore they use porn rather than actually have sex with women. So as I say, because now in this world, women think all of them are really beautiful, and it's not true, but they think it's true. But most women think they're a 10, which is not true. And therefore, they want a man who's a 10. So, a man who's only a 7, how he looks and, etc., etc., etc. The women don't like them. Even if the woman is only a 5. She won't like the man who's a 7. No. No. Because she thinks she's a 10. Because now the world tells that woman she's a 10. So she thinks she's a 10. So for her, she won't have a husband at all. No chance. Because she's only a 5. She's not a 10. And therefore the men who actually are 10 or 9 or 8 won't like her. Won't fancy her at all. So, but as I say, it is what it is now in the world. So, that's the world's way. Does it matter? No. Well, that's why for me, I describe myself now, at my age, I'd be, well, for a woman of my sort of age, if I was simply going on looks and height and all the rest, I'd say I'd be probably about a 6, maybe 7. 7 maybe? Probably about a 7, I suppose. No, probably a 6. I would have been about a 7 beforehand, but I've let myself go of it. I'm not trained so much now. So therefore, about a 6. Yeah. But you add to it the fact I'm a son, well, that makes me a 10. But as I say, would most women care about that? No. Yeah, does it matter? No. And again, because I'm basically a 6, I know that if God gets me a woman that really is a 10, or at least a 9, you know, that makes people think, how did he get that woman? And I will say, God. The Father gave me that woman. It wasn't about me, it was about him. So, it's pointing to the Father again. And that's the point. That's why I want a woman who's absolutely amazing, because it's pointing to the Father. It's not for me, it's for him. Because then, if it's pointing to the Father, then other people will look at him for a wife or a husband that's completely amazing. They'll look to him rather than the world. And yeah, that's the point to me. So there you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.